Hello. So at times people are not sure why their life is not progressing. Financially, they're messed up. Emotionally, they're messed up. Physically, they're totally messed up. But for some odd reason, why they're thinking that it's not their mistake. Now, I'm not going to give you that pep talk or any motivation shit of that sort or any kind. It's a personal experience that I have actually seen by a few people doing it day in and day out. These are the people who are mastering in micro issues. They're mastering in micro finances. They're mastering in micro amounts of any sort. If there is a small little sadness, they're going to concentrate on that like anything. If there is a small little financial, matter or a small little financial amount, they're going to make it their life problem. If there are going to be any sort of problem, there's any kind of issues in their life, and if it's this small, they're going to make sure that they'll ruin their day by keep on thinking about it, and not only just thinking about it, but actually talking about it as well. See what happens if I am going to be worrying too much about 40, 50 rupees, or I don't know, 40, $50, or $10 or $100, for example. I will not be able to concentrate on a million more that I can easily generate in that time period by thinking creatively, positively, affirmatively. No, I won't do that. Rather, I spend and waste my time worrying about that small little thing that is constantly creating issues in my life. See, what happens is it's a given, it's a no brainer that the Pareto principle says that it's an 80-20 rule. So 80% of your worries would simply vanish if you stop thinking about those micro little things. And 20% of your effort that you can actually put in would eventually bring 80% of your revenue. I've done that myself. I've seen people doing that all the time. I've seen people constantly worrying about small little petty little issues that don't really make any sense whatsoever. And I'm talking about from personal experience that a few people approached me and they said, you know what, I have a lot of problems. I can't be able to do this. I can't be able to do that. There is a problem in my life. So I said, what's the solution? And they immediately came up with the solution as well. That if I stop thinking about these small little things, I probably can be able to do it better or can get better in my life. But then why are you not doing that? Well, I don't know, it's just the way I am. But that is the most silly statement that we can possibly say. And this is the moment where we can say that it's safe to say that the statement that has been given to us for millions of years, knowledge is power, is a complete load of nonsense. Hear me out here. Knowledge is power. You know that these are the small little issues that if you keep thinking about it, they're going to take you away from your main purpose, the bigger amounts, the bigger happiness, the bigger successes. You know that. You have the knowledge of that. You even have the knowledge of how you can control those feelings. Are you doing something about it? No. So, knowledge itself is not power. The application of knowledge with the right attitude and with the right mindset would simply increase the probability of your success in your personal life and in your professional life as well. And sadly speaking, some people just completely are so oblivious of the fact that they completely let it go. And then after a few years down the line, when they're looking back at their life, they'll be like, why the hell was I worrying so much about that? Why am I worrying? Why did I worry so much about such small little thing? But till then, the time has gone. It's all wasted. So again, it's my humble request that when you are focusing on something, please make sure that you do make sure and you are completely aware that is this issue or the thing that I'm thinking about, is it really worth it? Is the amount of worry that I'm, worrying right now for a small little thing, is it really worth it? The amount that's stuck somewhere, is it really worth it? The health issues that I'm having right now, is it really worth it, or should I immediately do something about it? Well, obviously, with health, it's a different thing altogether. But with relationships, you must be thinking, yeah, why am I thinking so much about this guy or this girl or this man or this woman? Forget about it. But because you are in the habits of constantly majoring in micro little things, you completely let yourself go, and then you're just going with the flow. And believe you me, it's been said and proven that the only thing that goes with the flow is the dead fish. If you would like to be the dead fish, by all means do that. But if you don't, take a step back, detach yourself from that issue completely, and then really think about it. That is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? No, it's not. If your gut says that no, it's not worth it. If your head says no, it's not worth it. But your heart keeps on saying, because your heart is like emotion and then all these kind of things, feelings and everything. Don't believe on everything your heart tells you. Sometimes you have to think really about from here. And then if your mind tells you that, what, Darashikoh, this is not worth it, you should not even worry about such small little things. You immediately switch your focus from the micro little things in your life, the micro issues, to major successes. That's as simple as it sounds. Instead of majoring in micro things, you major in major things. That makes sense. But again, as I said, it's easier said than done. So a lot of us, including myself, we probably try it a couple of times. And once we are not comfortable because we are so much programmed to think like that from like what, 40 years, 50 years, whatever is our age, we cannot continue on that path. Hence, after a few days, we go back to our routine. What happens? After a few days, you change, and then after a few days, you go back to your routine. And by this whole time period, one day you wake up and you're 72. Well, what happened? Nothing. Life happened. So it's my humble request, please don't major in micro, petty little things. If you want to major something, major in major amounts, major accounts, major issue solvings, major solutions, major businesses. Otherwise, you just reflect back onto your last 12 months and you'll see for yourself where exactly are you standing. You reflect back on the last 5 years of your life and see for yourself that the amount of time you've invested in majoring those micro little things, you have actually wasted your life in that time. You could have actually constructed something else. You could have just completely put it away. But that worry, that guy said something to me. Now I'm actually thinking constantly, that guy has to give that, this much to me. Okay, I'm constantly thinking. I'm not saying that if somebody owes you about $10 billion, you leave that. No, I'm not saying that. But be very clear about the idea that is it really worth it that I'm, we're literally wasting so much time by thinking about such small, petty little thing. And a lot of times, what happens, okay, once 6 months goes or 3 months, that passes, and then you look back and you're like, it wasn't even worth it. Why was I worrying so much about it? And that kind of, once you let that thing go, once you actually just liberate yourself, you are at peace. You are absolutely at peace. If somebody if somebody has promised to do something for you and they haven't done it, and you're thinking, well, I've done so much for this guy, and he is not returning the favor, or whatever what you call that, whatever the agreement between you two, forget about it. Move on. Don't major in micro petty little issues. That's my humble request, because I've seen people who apparently, and according to them, they're doing well. But again, according to them, they're not doing well. Why? Because they're majoring in micro issues. So keep that clear in your mind, please. You're watching Darashikoh. This is my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to it, please make sure that you do subscribe. Well, how about you drop comments as well and tell me what you feel about these videos as well. And if you haven't, please click on that bell icon as well. And I wish you nothing but well, happiness, and a lot of success. See you real soon. Thank you.